This is my Hatchhyack Unison of Fury deck. 1 copy of the leader. 4 Oceanus Shenron Negative Energy Explosion. 4 Sin Shenron Negative Energy Explosion. 4 Black Massane Splintering Mind. 4 Deadly Defender Goku. 4 Dr. Leche the Departed Spirit. 4 Goku The Adventure Begins. 4 Goku Making an Entrance. 4 4-Star Ball. 4 Power Burst. 4 Protector of the People. 4 Flying Nimbus. 4 Paternal Bonds, 4 Android 18 Defender of Heroes, 4 Kaioken Goku Reclaiming Hope, and 4 Vegeta Unison of Fury. Couldn't think of a name for the deck, but then I realized, why not call it Unison of Fury? Because we are obviously using unisons for defensive purposes, and of course Unison of Fury Vegeta, very good defensive unison, so why not name it after him. So with this deck you will be awakening, because you don't need much energies for your yellow cards, so you can charge the first 3 turns black energy in order to awaken, and then after that charge yellow energy. But it's up to you. You don't have to awaken. You can go the unawakened route, but it's up to you however way you want to play it. We have the leader. You can only play black battle cards in your battle area, and this card can't attack. When a battle card attacks, the player who attacked can't attack with tokens or battle cards with energy cost 7 or less other than the card they attacked with for the duration of the turn. Active main. Once per turn, place the top card of your deck under this card, then place the top card of your deck to the drop, and then draw a card. To awaken, if you only have black cards in your energy area, choose 3 cards under this card, place into the drop area, and then you draw a card and flip this card over. So we'll take. So once you're awakened, still the same permanent. You can't play. You can only play black battle cards in your battle area. And auto when a battle card, same as the front. Second auto is when this card attacks, this card gets a 5k power for the duration of the turn, and you draw a card. So it's a 20k when it swings, and you draw a card. Now, what's interesting is if you go the unawakened route, right? If you go the unawakened route, you will be, when you activate the active main, you'll be taking the top card of your deck and putting it under the leader. Then the second one will go to the drop, and then the third one's the one you actually end up drawing. So there's synergy with Android 18 Defender of Heroes because she has a +2 ability, which lets you look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck and then place them, back in any order you want. So that way you can deliberately manipulate the top 3 cards of your deck before you activate your leader's ability. So you don't just be, putting a card under the leader and dropping a card into the drop area that you would rather keep. You don't want to, get rid of those cards. So you want to look at the top 3 with the Unison's effect, and then put it in the order in which you want the cards to go. You want 1 card under the leader, 1 into the drop, and 1 into your hand. So this is a way you can guarantee you draw what you want every turn. So pretty nice synergy with that, because of the fact that it lets you dig into your dig deeper into your deck to get certain key cards, certain cards that you want. So that's a pretty little cool bit of synergy there with this Unison. This also has an auto that when you remove a marker from this card using a Spirit Boost skill, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode, which is really good. She, because like I said, she has a +2 ability, which comes in handy to control your the top of your deck, but also you're getting 2 markers, and you can use one of those markers for the effect of Sin Shenron Negative Energy in order to do his Spirit Boost ability, so that we can restand him. and make your opponent mill it at the same time. So that can help you, you know, mill your opponent out as part of your deck strategy. But also the fact that he's a barrier blocker, you can use him to block more than once, so that's useful. Plus the fact that she puts a battle card into rest mode, that right there reduces how many times your opponent can attack, right? So that's one less battle card you gotta worry about. Especially if it's a battle card that has like a dual attack or something like that, you always want to tap those down. So use this to tap that down, so you don't have to worry about the dual attacker attacking, and then you just have to worry about leader swing, unison swing, and some other battle card. So there's synergy in there. And then she has a -2 ability if you ever want to use it, where you draw 3 cards, then choose 2 cards in your hand and place them at the top of your deck in any order. So that's pretty nice. And of course her +2 ability does feed her -2 ability, which is nice. So you can deliberately manipulate the top 3 cards of your deck, and then the next turn you can do the -2 effect to, you know, draw 3 cards and then manipulate the top cards of your deck and stuff like that. So she has, you know, draw manipulation of abilities, which is a really good effect to have. I remember thinking of that before, like, oh man, it'd be cool if you can manipulate the top cards of your deck, especially with this leader. And then I saw this Unison, which is from set 14. Yeah, from set 14. And I was like, oh shit, this does do the thing I was thinking of, the whole manipulate the top cards of my deck. To have it synergize with the leader's front side ability. But just in general, you know, manipulate the top 3 cards of your deck, so that way you draw what you want when you want it. It's always good. It's known as technically as a scry effect, even though it doesn't let you put anything at the bottom of your deck. Technically it's a scry effect. Anything that lets you control what you're going to draw is always a powerful effect. So there's that. So she synergized with the leader and with the Sen Shinron. And then we have so that's one synergy there. Obviously, we have Kaioken Goku. He's a blocker, so he's a unison blocker. He has a +1 ability, so it's really nice to have a blocker with a plus ability. So it helps us, you know, stick on the field longer, so it can keep taking hits for us. What's extra nice is that it has the ability to block 2 attacks with its auto. So its first active main is +1 ability. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost greater than or equal to their current energy, and it can't attack for the you know, until the end of your opponent's next turn. So it already is going to stop one potential attack, right? Then it's a blocker, so it can stop another attack, right? So you do its +1 ability, which will feed its blocker, you know, feed into being a blocker, because once it takes a hit, especially if it's like a leader unison hit, since it is a 15, it will take hits. So having the +1 is very beneficial, obviously. So you can make one battle card not be able to attack, especially if it's like a dual attack or something, or just a really strong attacker. Block a leader or unison swing, or another battle card swing. So you can stop 2 attacks right there with that. The fact that he does, you know, +1, shit, if he did +2, that'd be busted. But he does +1, you know, that you can synergize him with the Sen Shinron Spirit Burst effect, so you could take advantage of that. Because he will start off with at least 2 markers when you first play him. If you play him early, if you play him late, you can give him as many markers as you want. But the fact that you get to potentially stop two attacks on the following turn off of 1 card is always good. And then he has the auto, choose 1 card in your battle area and switch it to rest mode. When you activate this card's blocker skill, switch this card to active mode. Right. So something really basic synergy with this, right, would be sorry, you have this in play, right? You do the +1 ability, so you're making it where one of your opponent's battle cards won't be able to attack if it has the same cost as the energy, or more than their energy, right? Then you will use make an entrance Goku to negate an attack, and he'll come into play. So he'll be in your battle area. Since he has pretty much no other use other than that one negate, because you can't use him for combo power, right? Because he has 0 combo power. You could at least use him to put him into rest mode for the effect of for the Goku's auto ability in order to restand Goku when you block. So the fact that you're using Goku to restand your Goku, so you could block with it twice, you know, pretty good synergy there. So for 3 energy, you have the ability to potentially stop 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. So for 3 energies, you can stop potentially 4 attacks with just 2 cards. So that's always good, especially in Hatchhyack. That you always want the ability to stop as many attacks as you possibly can every turn, right? So that's pretty badass. And that's a +0 ability, so you don't lose markers just for using that. Something you could do, just because you could do it, right, is have Deadly Defender Goku in active mode, right, and then use Kaioken Goku Unison to put it in rest mode, so you can trigger its, you know, while in rest mode ability, your opponent can't attack you later. So you could do something synergistic there. So let's move on. We got Oceanus, which is a blocker and has the counterattack skill. So you can choose 1 card from your hand and discard the card, and then negate the attack, and then play this card. If you played a card, your opponent can't attack for the turn unless they place the top 4 cards of their deck into the drop area every time they attack. So obviously you want to play something like a Goku making an entrance, for example, and then drop Oceanus in order to force your opponent in a position where if they attack, they will have to mill, which can help you mill your opponent out, as well as you have a blocker, so you could potentially stop another attack. So off of 1 card for 2 energies, you can stop 2 attacks, because she has the permanent that during your opponent's turn, she costs 3 less to play, so she costs 2 to play. So for 2 energies, you could potentially stop two or more attacks with this card, which is really nice. And potentially mill your opponent out. I've done it before. Use this card to mill somebody out. Then we have the Sin Shinron, which has Deflect, Barrier, Double Strike, and Blocker. So it's a barrier blocker. It has Double Strike, so we can take advantage of using it to apply pressure. Its active main / battle ability, once per turn, Spirit boosts 1. So take 1 marker off of one of your Unisons. Switch this card to active mode, and your opponent places the top card of their deck into the drop area. And then that's it. You don't gotta... There's no Shadow Dragon extra card to further use the effect. So all you really need is just the ability to switch it back to active mode. Obviously, one thing you can do is attack with it on your turn, because it is a 20k barrier with double strike, so take advantage of that. Okay, so Sin Shinron, you know, like I said, you can swing with it. Since it has double strike, you can use it to, you know, kill Unisons with it by, you know, knocking off multiple markers in a single attack. Actually, technically double attack, because you can do the Spirit Boost to restand it and then attack again to knock off 4 markers. So that's pretty nice synergy there. And then of course you can still trigger the Spirit Boost on your opponent's next turn if need be. So this is a really good card. The ability to attack twice is always good. The ability to block twice is always good too. So this definitely has a lot of synergy in this deck, because it gives you offensive and defensive capabilities. So we have Black Mass Saying, Splintering Minds. Auto, when you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to Warp. So this helps us deal with any problematic battle card that doesn't have barrier. And auto, Sparking 7. If you have 7 or more cards in your drop area, when you attack with this card, choose 2 cards from your life, send it to the Warp, and then warp one of your opponent's life Your leader has to be black to play this, obviously. So this is a way we can burn our opponent for game. So it's a win con. On top of the fact of being able to mill our opponent out is a win con, right? Then we have Deadly Defender Goku, 20k with barrier. This is good to have stuff with barrier because it makes it harder for your opponent to remove our cards with skills, especially this is a defensive card, so you definitely don't want them to get rid of it with a skill. That skill has to have anti-barrier hate, right? So it's permanent during your opponent's turn if your leader card is black, which is if this card is in rest mode, your opponent can't attack your leader card, and this card gets minus 5k power. So it's a 15k on your opponent's turn, a 20k on your turn. And of course, if you can keep this alive long enough, and we do have the 4-star ball with the Goku, the Adventure Begins engine, endless combo engine to help us keep him on the field longer, so that way he can, you know, take a lot of hits for us. You know, instead of the leader taking the hits, right? Always got to protect it. Well, I think, so yeah, you know, protect the castle, right? You always gotta protect your life points, boys. Especially you want to save your life points for Vegeta's effect, which is important. Then we have Dr. Lesha, the Departed Spirit blocker. Auto, when you play this card, place 2 cards from the top of your deck and place it to the drop area. That's mandatory, you gotta do it every time you play him. Active main, pay 2. If your leader card is Black Machine Mutant, which it is, play this card from your drop area. So for 2 energies, you can play this from your drop. Typically, I combo this just to get it to the drop, so I can pay 2 to play it, so I don't have to waste 3 energies to, you know, put it onto the field. I'd rather pay 2 and keep 1 energy up for, like, you know, one of these 1 energy negates, right? And synergize that way. Pro tip: always attack first, and then play your blockers second before you end your turn, just to avoid any situations where your opponent might have some effect that can get rid of the blocker during combat. And you only really need to play 1 of these per turn because you don't want to, you know, end up milling yourself out by playing too many, but it depends on the situation. So we got the Goku, the Adventure Begins. We're only using it for its first active main, which is once per turn, choose up to 1 4-star ball from your drop or deck and add it to your hand and shuffle your deck if you look through it. And this is the 4-star ball for that effect. If you have multiple copies of these in play, you can activate each copy once per turn. So if you have 2 of them, you can, you know, grab 2 4-star balls every turn from your deck or drop, so that we can use them to essentially combo. Defensively, you're going to be doing it more than offensively, but you could go offensive, but you're typically just going to use it defensive. If for some reason you were to your battle cards lose their skills, then they'll be skillless. This could give them an extra 5k boost if you use it with a skillless battle card. So it essentially becomes a super combo in that situation. But typically, you're just going to get 5k boost from combo power from this card effect. And this is, you know, our reusable endless combo engine, so we don't have to combo off any of our other important cards. Like, we don't want to combo our negates, our blockers, our win con, you know. So that will give us the ability to combo without having to technically combo, right? Goku making an entrance, negate an attack, play this card. Has 0 combo power, but you still should combo it once it's on the battle area. Still combo it just to get to the drop, so you can bring it back to your hand with power versus effect. As I mentioned earlier, you can obviously use this for the effect of Goku to have Goku restand, so there's synergy there for that. Not only that, double checking, right? Discard or one of your battle cards. Yeah, So you can obviously use Goku and switch it to rest mode in order to give your Unison of Fury Vegeta a marker, and then use Vegeta's -1 ability to make it hard for your opponent to attack the following turn. So there's synergy there. The 4-star ball mentioned already lets you choose your battle cards or a leader card, and it gets 5k power for the duration of the battle. And if it was a skillless battle card, it gets an extra 5k. And you know, since it's a Dragon Ball, you can have up to 7 copies of this card in your deck, but we only need 4. Power Burst, counter attack, leader card is black, negate an attack, then choose up to one of your black battle cards with an energy cost of 1 from your warp or drop and add it to your hand. Permanent Sparking 7 ability. If you have 7 or more cards in your drop, you can take a card from your life, add it to your hand to play this card for free. And of course, it's not once per turn, so you could play multiple copies of this card in a turn if you can afford the life to add to your hand for this effect. Protector of the, and you know, basic pro tip, right, is use this against anything that's like double strike, triple strike. It's pointless to use this to negate a single strike attack if you know you can't out combo it. There's no point in negating it because, you know, you're losing life regardless. You'd rather save this for like a double strike or anything of that nature. Protector of the People, counter attack, negate the attack, then you may choose 1 card from your hand and place it into a dropper. If you do, choose one of your leader cards and it gets this effect. Whenever this card is attacked by a battle card, it gets 5k power for the duration of the turn. So it further protects your leader from battle card attacks, especially if your opponent is attacking with a battle card that has like dual attack or triple attack. You know, gaining that extra 5k helps. You know, especially if you have to try to out combo the attack. But you should be able to negate as many attacks as you can. But it's better to be safe than sorry. This could potentially help you survive a turn, so that's why we got it. Flying Nimbus, counter attack, negate an attack. Then you may place 1 yellow card. That's very important. Every other card here that says you discard, you can obviously discard the 4-star ball because you can always add it back with Goku making an entrance, so you're not discarding anything of value, so keep that in mind. This is reusable discard fodder right there. And then, but this specifically, you gotta discard yellow. So keep that in mind in order to get the added ability of, if you do so, your opponent can only attack with 1 more time with battle cards for the duration of the turn. So typically you want to use this to like negate a leader swing or a unison swing, for example. That way it forces your opponent down to just 1 battle card swing. Granted, the leader technically already does that, but you know, you might get into a situation where you might have to block a battle card with swing with this, and then you know that might play another battle card that's higher than 7 costs, so they could attack with that, but this would make it where they it would be hard for them to do so. So I want to keep that in mind. So the less attacks your opponents have, the less you have to defend, which is always the idea. We have Fraternal Bonds, counter attack, negate the attack, and you may choose 1 of your cards and switch it to rest mode. If you do, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So this is a negate that can let you tap down 1 of your opponent's battle cards. So like a Alright, so you will use this to negate like a leader swing or a unison swing, and then tap 1 of your cards. It could be an energy, right? It could be a unison, a battle card, a leader, right? And then tap down your opponent's battle card, so that way they won't, especially if the battle card has dual attack or something, you definitely want to tap it down. You don't want them to try to use it to attack you. So this just further helps you reduce how many attacks your opponent can do in a single turn. And of course, this is cool if you use this, you know, use multiple copies of these in a turn. You can, you know, tap down, allow your opponent's battle cards to drastically reduce their ability to swing. You know, multiple times. So help you survive that turn. So this is pretty good. This could potentially stop 2 attacks by itself, which is awesome. I already mentioned her effects earlier, where you can manipulate the top 3 cards of your deck. You can also, you know, draw 3 cards and then put two cards back on top of your deck in any order. And then the ability to tap down a battle card once per turn with her auto when you spirit boost with your Sin Shenron. Goku. Already mentioned, you know, these cards already. The only one that I didn't talk about was Vegeta, Unison of Fury. Active main, once per turn, choose this card or one of your battle cards and switch it to rest mode to add a marker to this. So you can always just tap this in order to give it a marker and then do the -1 ability. -1 active main, your opponent can't attack with battle cards with energy cost greater than their current energy until the end of their next turn. So this is good against, you know, really high cost battle cards like Overrealm, or just big battle cards your opponent cheated out early. You can take advantage of using this to keep those attackers at bay. So that way you have less to block on your opponent's turn. Less attacks to block. And then -3 ability, choose up to one of your opponent's energy, switch it to rest mode. Then this card gets 5k power, double strike, and dual attack for the turn. So it'll be a 20k double strike that can attack twice, which is always, you know, good to have the ability to attack more than once. So it gives you 2 chances to try to go for game. And with this deck's ability to, you know, draw, you should have a pretty thick hand, so you should be able to use it to use this as a finisher, you know, try to go for game. And that's the end of the video.